Good morning, this is Adam Beanstock on this very cold June day. It's getting into single fingers at night. It's a pretty cold night, so it's chilly. I was up work for early this morning and very chilly outside. We're going to hopefully, we get much for summer this year, we so far. But I'm going to talk about playing in a session. And if you follow my YouTube channel, which I want more people to follow it, and because with people with shared interest in playing in a, you know, as an amateur and going to sessions and playing with other musicians and basically enjoying your music, getting you out, and the social aspect of it all as well. I'm going to talk about playing in sessions. It's something. What do we actually get from sessions? You know, do we? Is it just letting ourselves relax into the tunes of people putting tunes about, and then think, are we? What about technique? And I think, yes, you can focus on your technique. I mean, I've been watching YouTube channels such as Nicola Benedetti. We're back to basics. You know, putting the fingers down, all this sort of thing. The pinky and that sort of thing, and also Tobias Murphy's Academy. And as I say, there's no pleasure in mediocrity, as he always says at the end of it. I totally agree with him. He's a very likeable chap, and I very much enjoy watching his videos. But he focuses very, like Nicola Benedetti, on technique. It's and you can with all your muscles and how you're holding the violin, how hand positions, and you know, your bow, and it teaches you to actually watch your own playing. You know, by recording videos, you can watch yourself and all this sort of thing. Am I doing the right technique? Because if you don't have some sort of basic technique that works for you, you're going to do yourself an injury. You're going to be uncomfortable about playing. So you want to be as comfortable as possible and relaxed about your playing, and it will come, because the violin is an incredible instrument, and some people say it's the hardest instrument to play. It probably is, but it's also the most versatile, and it's the most feel-good instrument to play. It really makes you feel good if you play as well, and you're interacting with other musicians with the violin as well, in a small group of folk musicians or string quartet, whatever, or orchestra, or all the sessions, as we're saying. But the thing is, the violin is such a versatile instrument, and also it's second best, I would say, to actually singing, because if you're a singer, it actually, if you learn the violin at a young age, it encourages you to sing. It encourages your voice to come out. It's almost like you're hiding behind your instrument, and then you think, oh, because people have said to me, God, you've got a voice, you ought to focus on your singing more. And I mean, if you look at opera singers such as Maria Callas, the famous Greek singer, she played the violin, and there's probably many more opera singers. Singing ended up being their first study. Were violinists at one time, and that's an interesting thing to think of, because it does complement the voice. You know, it's just what it's designed to do. Now we come back to sessions. Now with technique. So say we're an English tune session. We go. Someone starts hammering out a tune that everybody knows. that tune, that's the Tully's hornpipe. And if you took that as a tune and learnt it, there's a lot of technique issues in there. And with the bowing and the way it's played, even though I didn't play accurately, this is the thing with sessions. You homogenise because there's a leader of the session, and if you can lead it, you've got to be 100% sure of that tune so they can follow you. I mean, if it, like I fluffed it, you just put an ornament in or something, you're not quite sure. But it's best to play it a bit slower first of all. So. And that's all you probably need to play, and everyone would join in. And then it would find its own tempo, and you'll find its own relaxed way of playing it. Often when you go to just a session, such as I go to Diction with my videos, they do tend to play them on the fast side when there's no dancers. If there's dancers, they have to slow it up because they've got to consider what the dance is doing, and often the tune is played slow. But say because that's a Morris tune, like the Morris dancers. And I was playing from the Morris dancers as well. I just roped in with all these because I was the only fiddle player. Oh dear, just dropped my shoulder rest. I was the only fiddle player, and yeah, so I was quite surprised how slowly it was being made. But that's English tune session. Now we're coming to an Irish tune session, which is a totally different approach, because with the English tune session, it's quite a polite way of when they go round the circle, when you all sit in the circle for a folk club, saying, "Oh, it's your turn next. It's your turn to lead the session." That's what it means. You've got to pick a tune that everybody's going to know. Otherwise, you just end up playing on your own if someone doesn't know it. So, what's that? Well, you could say if you do a section, a set of 2 or 3 tunes. You could play something that's relatively unknown, and then play some familiar that everyone can join in. So that if you want people just to listen to what you've practiced, something new, it's a good way of introducing a new tune. So, quite like that, and so perhaps we'll learn that next time. But that's the English tune session. Irish tune session is totally different. Because of my experience of an Irish tune session, because often these sessions, they pay somebody to actually lead it. So you don't get a choice, you have to go along with the leader. Whatever tune he picks, you just play along. And that's what I've experienced in Ireland, in Donegal, Bundoran, and it was this big accordion player. And that's how they do it. But the Irish sessions in near where I live, it is whoever starts, whoever can get a gap in time, you just introduce your tune. You think, oh, it's got a bit quiet now. Oh, play the coolies. Then you go into a G major, Sally Gardens, whatever, and you can go one after the other. And then somebody else can introduce a tune, and it's like a constant momentum of tunes. And then someone else go another tune. Oh, we're going to G, we're going to A minor, whatever, and all these tunes just come, and yeah, you might be a bit ropey starting off. So say for instance, because I'm, you know, I'm putting myself on a spot now. I might do better on a session if people are familiar. Oh, you can play that. Oh, it's a style. So you might fluff the notes a little bit, but you know, if you do that, if you're finding you're doing that, just play it slowly. Play it slowly. Make sure you're 100% so that everyone can recognise the tune you're actually playing. Because otherwise, if you do some sort of your own version of it, you end up playing on your own until they can recognise the piece of it. And the other tune sessions will be French tunes, which I've done as well. And I think, well, is that any different from English tunes and Irish tunes? Well, I'm not very familiar with French tunes. I've only just started doing them, and you know, they're very lively. But I was actually playing for dancers, and I was actually performing with some professional bands. Actually got together with the session. There was the Quatre Quarts and the Roast Beef band and Tonique. There was 3 actual French bands actually in the session. I've actually got a little section on my YouTube channel. Have a look at it. So it's at Barkham, which is near Lewis, where I am. So that was an experience, and then watching the dancers and keeping with the dancers, and then experiencing the whole thing. Because if you're playing with musicians that are better than you, actually something rubs off, you know, on you. You know, if you're not 100% sure, and which gives you another thrill and experience of it. Yeah, so we've covered so far all these musical get-togethers, and it really is a fun thing to be in a session. But it's you've got to focus on your technique, relaxation while you're there, and your accumulation of learning new tunes that you don't know, to play along with other tunes that you don't know, because to get familiarised, and you'll be surprised, you actually might pick it up, the actual new tune, while playing along. So you know, because they've repeated so many times, and there's some tunes you can do with that, and there's other more complicated tunes you wouldn't be able to play along. So, and the other thing is, with these sessions, you might get the occasional singer-songwriter guitarist, you know, or else they might be doing cover versions, and that is the best time to keep quiet. Don't actually play, and unless they invite you to play along with them, you know, if they feel you're confident enough and musical enough to understand the chord structure they're doing, they would invite you. So don't play. Put your instrument down and just listen politely, and it's, you know, and it gets a bit of variety, and to the evening, you know, you get a few songs, or some people just like to sing a cappella, which I do occasionally. You know, songs because I can't play an instrument well. Sometimes I try and play the what you call it, the you know, the old time things where you play the violin as well as sing, you know, such as the style of Bruce Morsky and things like that. Anyway, I think I'm getting a bit of a long video this anyway, so I'm going to upload this. So this is Adam Beanstock, wishing you all the best. Hopefully you take an interest in my channel and keep the views coming in, and press the like buttons, and you know, and if through my experience, and I would like to share things with you as I'm doing things, and that would be great. Okay, thank you.